Today, the topic is very near and dear to my heart. Things that I wish I knew before getting into lifting weights. Full transparency, lifting weights is my lifestyle. I honestly found my love through it right around the end of college. It helped me through a time that I felt incredibly lonely. Lifting weights was truly the only thing that was there for me, and it made me feel better. But there are some things that I feel like during our fitness journey, we don't talk about, or we don't acknowledge that they can be detrimental, especially when it comes to lifting weights. So I am so excited to sit down and share my experience and what I wish I knew before getting into lifting weights. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Hi, hello, how are we? Happy whatever day of the week it is for you. I am so excited to cover today's topic because honestly, if you guys are not familiar with my fitness journey, if you've never even seen my YouTube videos, hi, hello, my name is Savannah and I like to work out. But I got into lifting weights specifically in college. I actually joined a CrossFit class to learn how to lift weights. Now, am I saying you need to join a CrossFit class for 4 months in order to learn how to lift weights? No, not at all. There's tons of resources online. You can go to a gym, whatever it may be. You can YouTube it nowadays. But back in college, I just went straight for the club and I really just wondered if it would change my body. I was constantly just doing cardio and ab circuits and I was never seeing change and I was getting frustrated, and I heard some people say, hey, it changes your body. So I figured, why not try it out? And that's really how I got introduced into weightlifting. And then I ended up moving after college to California, knowing no one else but my fiance. I was very lonely. He is an entrepreneur. So when I had my 9-to-5 job day, once it turned 5 p.m., I had nothing else to do. So lifting weights naturally became my hobby. I didn't have any friends. I really didn't have a life, so I made it my life. And I'm so thankful because somehow in this crazy world, this has become my full-time job now, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But I feel like I learned a lot of things along the way, especially when it came to lifting weights, that I just wish I would have known when I started it, when I started getting into the hobby. And honestly, it's helped me even sitting down, writing out this video, being like, wow, you're right. I probably should have thought about X, Y, and Z before getting into this. So I hope this helps you. Keep in mind that these are just my own opinions and this is just my own journey, so you don't have to agree with everything. But with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to YouTube channel, and let's get started. First things first is let's find you a proper workout split. What I mean by this is lifting weights is fantastic, and honestly getting movement in general is fantastic for your body. But if you are like me, and when I got into lifting weights, especially when I was working on my lower body, I was seeing change like crazy. So I wanted to do leg day every day, work on my glutes every day. But it can go quite the opposite. When it comes to lifting weights and sectioning off muscles, we do have to be aware of not over-exercising them, because this can lead to strain. It can lead to excessive soreness. You could honestly go backwards in your fitness journey if you're not giving them time to rest. Your muscles need time to grow and repair, so keep that in mind. I think it's great to want a bigger booty, but let's try and follow maybe a workout split where you give yourself a break in between those days. That way those muscles can build back up and grow. Next up is train with correct form. Guys, I was so fortunate to do CrossFit. I remember I had a PCP pipe. Look it up on YouTube, whatever it may be, how to do a proper squat. There's so many tutorials, but it was so helpful before actually adding weight. That way I had the form down and I was not going to injure myself. It's really easy to research basics. You can even ask for help at a gym, but trust me, don't just go willy-nilly to the squat rack, add a bunch of weight and try to squat. Try and focus on your form first and foremost. That way you do not injure yourself later on. Full transparency, I still research form, okay? I get a little rusty. Sometimes I haven't done something in a while. Maybe I'm using a different weight. I have no idea. I'm always researching form. So keep that in mind. I'm sure that's like Sav, we all know, do the correct form. But a lot of times we skip over it and that's how we injure ourselves. Next up is do not forget to activate your muscles before lifting, okay? Let me explain. Activating muscles is really easy. maybe takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it may be, incorporate into your warm-up. I love using bands and I focus on isolating that muscle that I'm about to work out. So let's give an example. If it is glute day, I'm doing a lot of banded squats, I'm doing a lot of kickbacks, I'm going slow and controlled. I'm really trying to turn on my glutes. And what I mean by this is, say you sit at a desk job all day. You're sitting there, you're not contracting your glute muscles, you're not using your glutes at all. If anything, you're gonna get up, your hamstrings, your quads, your legs are going to be more dominant and do the work for you if you're walking around. And then you're gonna sit on your tush, you're gonna sit on your glutes. So you really don't turn on those muscles. They're not really working. They are sleeping is a better example for that. So in order to wake up those muscles that have been sitting all day, that have been sleeping all day, you have to turn them on. So activating them just gets them to wake up, and that way when you're doing squats, hip thrusts, whatever it is on your glute day, your legs are not doing the work for your glutes. If that was your goal, to focus on your glutes, then we need to make sure your glutes are turned on. So really simple is just to turn on the certain muscles, whether it's your shoulders, whatever it may be, just try and focus on isolating that muscle and get it ready and warmed up to go. Next up is focusing on squeezing and contracting your muscles. You're probably like, what do you mean by this? But say you're doing a squat, if you're just going through the motions, if you're just trying to get done with the workout as quickly as possible, you're probably not focusing on the correct muscles that you should be doing. You're probably not isolating those glutes like you want, those legs, whatever your goal was. We need to go slow and controlled and make sure we have muscle-mind connection. What I mean by this is really think about it. It's just getting your mind to connect with that muscle. Next up is try to switch up your exercises. This is really something that I wish I would have realized. I was so like, you must lift weights, otherwise nothing else matters. And honestly, I notice a lot of the times influencers will say this, or I've just seen people in my day-to-day life at the gym that like discredit you if you're not lifting a certain weight, or if you're not lifting heavy, or if you don't have this crazy workout split. Of course, we want to be intentional with our workouts like we talked about in the first topic, but it is also important to realize that cardio is important for you. Cardiovascular health is good. It's good for your heart. It helps you live longer. And even take an example, yoga, Pilates, strengthening, stretching is fantastic for your body. So don't discredit it. Don't feel like you always have to lift heavy weights every day. If you rather do yoga on the beach, do yoga, and don't feel bad if you're not lifting insane weight. So moral of the story is all forms of exercise are great in my opinion. I try to live a very balanced lifestyle where resistance training, lifting weights is important, but also I focus on cardio, I focus on mental health, I focus on stretching, being more flexible. I just think all those aspects are important, and when I first started my fitness journey and lifting weights, I was so into it. It was that shiny, bright new object that I threw everything else away, and it took me so long to get back my cardio endurance, and I'm still working on my flexibility, okay? Last but not least is, if you are lifting weights, make sure that you are consuming an appropriate amount of protein, carbs, and fats, okay? It is so important. I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not gonna go into that. But yes, we need to build your muscles back. In order to do that, we need an adequate amount of protein. But also keep in mind that if you're lifting weights, you don't have to go on this crazy diet. Sometimes I feel like people are like, all right, I'm gonna get fit. I gotta go on a crazy diet because I have a crazy workout schedule, and they end up burning out. So just keep in mind, you don't have to restrict food. Maybe be more intentional and aware of what you are consuming in the sense of, like I said, are you consuming enough protein for your body, whatever it may be, but don't feel like you have to go on this crazy diet in order to see crazy change. And once again, this is completely my own opinion and my own body, but I've always burnt out when I tried to do like a crazy diet and a crazy workout. I have to just have it balanced, patient, be consistent and dedicated, and I promise you it'll come. Okay, I know this was kind of a random video, but I hope it helped. It was just something that had been on my brain. The more I'm getting comfortable with my body and lifting weights, my perspective is just always changing. My perspective has probably changed a lot since my very first YouTube video. So I just want to show you my journey and kind of share anything that I think would be helpful for you. So with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.